BC-based outdoor retailer Mountain Equipment Company is back under Canadian ownership. It was sold 5 years ago to a U.S. private equity firm. Some of the company's longtime customers call that a betrayal. But now its newest ownership group is a group of Canadian investors, including some company executives. So what's next? Peter Hlynsky is the CEO and joins us now. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Ian.
For Canadians who have not been inside one of your stores, how would you describe it?
An MEC store is the candy land for outdoor gear. We have everything from tents to sleeping bags, anything for hiking, climbing, biking, winter sports, everything for the outdoors that you need to survive and be in Canada.
A candy store, that's a good way to describe it. Now, I've had heated debates or heard heated debates among my friends about this. You can definitively answer. Is it Mech or is it MEC?
I always tell people it depends on the weather. We go under both names, and it depends on whether it's raining or sunny.
So you can call it either one?
Either one.
Okay, good to know. So here's the key thing. A new Canadian ownership group. Are we actually going to see a change in direction with the store now?
I think the key for us has always been we have fundamentals to what MEC was founded on, and we've always maintained that. We always focus on having the greatest customer experience that you can have. We make sure our staff are highly trained and can explain anything that you need. We always make sure we double down on our assortment, make sure it's leading in terms of having technical capabilities. And really what at the heart of MEC is our stores, which we use as community centers. And those are things that we bring in people, whether you want to learn to camp for the first time or whether you're an expert in something and you want to understand what is happening in the outdoors from an advanced perspective. And at the end of the day, the thing that's always been core to Mech is our commitment to focusing on the planet and our focus on sustainability.
You have more than 20 bricks and mortar stores in Canada, and that may surprise some people because we hear about the trend to shop online. So how do you balance those two things?
Yeah, look, we're a coast-to-coast retailer, right? We operate all the way across Canada. And what we find is, being an omni-channel retailer and having the online capability, it lets us expand our assortment and it lets us get to consumers that are not in the markets that we're specifically in. And then for people that are in the markets that we have stores, you can buy online. And the nice thing is you can walk into a store and return it and exchange it right then and there, which provides us a great advantage.
So this is a time of good news for your company. Not long ago, the headlines weren't very good. And there were stories about suppliers who were suing MEC, saying that they weren't getting their bills paid. Are the finances better now?
Yeah, look, I think a lot of people in the outdoor space, we all went through the COVID bubble. And then when that came down, a lot of outdoor retailers and vendors as well had financial challenges. I think we've managed to turn that around pretty well. We've got great support from our vendor partners. And with this new investment, obviously it helps things out as well. But we've managed to weather the storm, and we've seen growth again in our business coming through the last 6 months. And so we're very excited. And I think we've managed to do things in our business by continuing to innovate and help drive our business forward that it helped propel us in directions that other people in our space haven't been able to be so fortunate with.
Speaking of storm, maybe the biggest storm cloud in the world of business right now is coming from the United States, right? The tariff war, the trade war. Is that going to have an impact on you guys?
For us, the tariffs don't impact us that much. A lot of we don't bring in a lot of product from the U.S., so the counter tariffs that have been put in place don't impact us that much. And look, for us at a macro level about people talking about a slowdown in the economy, the great thing about MEC is we're built to withstand good times and bad times, because in tough times, people go outside and they recreate outside and they stay in Canada. And we're seeing that right now, right? You see it in a lot of the data out there of people not going on trips, to the US and staying in Canada. And we've seen that, people staying here, spending their money in Canada. And, we are a very Canadian focused business and a brand. And we're seeing the consumer really shop and recreate. And you can see it in campsites. Campsites are very full this summer. And so we're seeing, although a lot of people see it as a negative with all these tariffs, we're actually seeing it as potentially a positive, and we're seeing a bit of a silver lining in it.
Well, your headquarters not too far from where we're standing right now, so nice to see what seems to be a change of direction for your chain, and hopefully we can stay in touch.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Ian.
All right, thank you.